the eve of what is called International Day for Monuments and Sites, and popularly known as the World Heritage Day across the globe. We are very grateful, I must say, from really the bottom of my heart, that our Emerging Professionals Working Group, about which you will hear a little bit more in detail, particularly the new members, that they took this initiative, not only conforming to the E-Commerce International EPWG mandate, but trickling it down in the Indian context. I think we are the very first, if not the first, EPWG groups across the globe that have taken up this initiative, which I am not going to announce as yet, and really got together some interesting ideas relating to the sharing of knowledge, not really the transfer of knowledge, but learning from each other. When two people sit together, it is not always a monologue or a one-way movement, it is both ways. So this interesting program, about which we will all hear in a few moments, has been put together by the representatives and the task force of E-Commerce India, Emerging Professionals Working Group, EPWG, as we popularly and lovingly call them. For new members who are perhaps seeing me and listening to me for the first time, I am Naveen Piplani, a conservation architect and the newly elected president of E-Commerce India. Along with me, I can see on the screen, there are other E-Commerce India Executive Committee members. There are very senior professionals from the domain who have joined us in this event launch, and a whole lot of mid-career professionals, early professionals, emerging professionals who are all part of this celebration of a sort. It is really a day for the young or the younger generations who have had a good amount of experience. I would say they're not stepping into the field. They are already there. They have had a good exposure, good experience, good learning, interchange with not only their peers, but members who have been there for a much longer time, since 1980s, even earlier, where although people were designing in the post-independent Indian context, but they were always referring to the traditional knowledge, the indigenous practices. And while doing so, they were not only making new buildings, there were also opportunities to preserve and conserve the historic environment. And these people may not necessarily be, they may not necessarily have the degree of conservation per se, but they were these early pioneers who got into the deep end of the pool and started working in this field. And many of them are members of E-Commerce India. That is the beauty of E-Commerce India, that it welcomes larger E-Commerce, I must say, that it welcomes professionals from allied disciplines, from varied disciplines that are connected to heritage and have had a long experience, good exposure, good network to come together. And what we are now wanting to do as part of the larger E-Commerce International EPWG mandate is to see if there can be some cross linkages, if there can be some cross pollination, if there can be opportunities such as this one, where I would not say that there are super seniors, but people who are in this field for a much longer period of time and have had their pitfalls, have had their fights, battles, have had their successes and glory moments, would like to share those experiences with the people who are in the field now, and coming in now, or even in the future, who are budding and who are aspiring to be heritage professionals. making same mistakes and kind of learning with our own. But there may be opportunities where some of those mistakes which have already been made, some of the battles which have already been fought, some of the interesting approaches which have already been defined, some of the interesting methodologies would be shared with all of us as peer learners, as people who are in the field together, wanting to work with one passion, and that is to conserve and preserve through scientific thinking, through scientific approaches, through scientific methodologies, through critical thinking, through engaging with communities, through engaging amongst each other, through engaging with professionals from other domains and disciplines. So it's not only really getting down in the field and doing work or doing projects as we call them, but it's really generating knowledge and connecting generations through knowledge from the ones that are from 60s, 70s, 80s, and giving a direction for the future, so that there is a renewal, so to say, of approaches. There is a renewal of thinking. There are references from the past, but the pathways are into the future. The pathways are leading you to be able to deal with the challenges of the future. And we've got a critical body of people from, as I said, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. So there's already 5 decades of professionals in the field. And it's, I think, a good time, good opportunity, good moment where this kind of exchange can be institutionalized, can be formalized. And this is the reason why we have gathered today for the launch of a very interesting, amazing, I would say very significant, valuable program, which is called the Emerging Professionals Mentorship Program, EPMP. We will hear more details about this program later, but conceptually, the basic objective of the program is, as they call it, intergenerational knowledge sharing. Intergenerational. So it is not necessarily from top to bottom. It can also be mutual. It can also go upwards. So there's a mutual learning between the generations that are working in the field of heritage, conservation, protection, management, and the rest of it. Program, and the team will appear in front of you slowly and gradually. I really don't want to expose all of it. They will. We have got a very able and passionate national representative, and the entire structure of EPWG, how it works, who is who, the rest of it, all will be explained by my colleague, Ms. Aranya Darshini, who I will hand over the torch, and then hopefully you won't have to see my voice, see my face and my voice for the rest of the program. They'll be conducting the whole event. At this point, may I invite Ms. Aranya Darshini to take the floor, and let's start recording, and let's start, let's enjoy and let's celebrate and let's come together to this launch of a great initiative that our EPs have put together. Saranya,
thank you very much, Naveen. Thank you very much. And I must say, you have you have put the work starting of this program very well. The words that you have mentioned are very much what we are working on with. So thanks everyone for joining on a Sunday morning for the launch of the Emerging Professionals Mentorship Program, developed by IDMS India, which I will henceforth be calling as EPMP, or we might as well be throughout the day here if I keep calling it in the long name. Seeing you all here reinforces and strengthens our belief in IDMS India's vision on encouraging and fostering intergenerational learning. So now I will be presenting to you and running through the program. Hope you can see my screen.
Yes, Aranya, we can see your screen.
Thank you. Yes, perfect. Okay, so today being the eve of International Day for Monuments and Site, it is an appropriate time to launch this program since as of today, we have 70 plus emerging professionals in ICMOS India. Quite possibly one of the largest. Once we get a confirmation, we will definitely share that with you. And this year's theme being complex past, diverse future is a critical topic in the age of inclusivity and diversity. Since we ourselves belong to a national committee which was built on this very framework. You will be glad to know that the EPWG members had worked on the translations of these 9 regional languages that is in front of you. For all those who want to know more about it, please get in touch with the EPWG group. We will be free to explain and let you into the process of how we worked on this. And we wanted to do this. The primary reason we wanted to do the regional translations was because we wanted to show the diversity of our country and to be part of an inclusive and inclusive narrative that shapes the future by learning from the past. To start with, let me give a brief account of what is the program all about. The program is based on 2 resolutions for the new members who have joined in and the members who have been our existing members. You would be knowing about the General Assembly, the ICMOS General Assembly, which happens every 3 years. So in the 19th General Assembly, which happened in New Delhi, and the 20th one, which was an online session, unfortunately due to the pandemic, which happened in 2020, there were 2 resolutions. I think EPWG is one of the group which has had 2 resolutions that has passed because it is a very unique setup. Internationally, the Emerging Professionals Initiative, which was launched in 2017, had successfully completed its first term in 2020. And the importance of the mentorship program was again specified in the General Assembly's resolution in 2020. Our own national committee was launched in 2019, and since then the EPWG has substantially grown, and we have, the group has worked in various ICMOS India's event. As of December 2020, we have set up a newly elected EP representatives about whom you may have read in the news, recent newsletter. The idea of EPMP was always a goal to achieve since the beginning, and since December 2020 has been a focus to develop a framework to make it into a reality. We launched an Hello EP form to get to the to understand the the various members of the existing EPWG group in themselves and to ideate over the concept of an EPMP. A call for formulating an EPMP task force was shared by me to the EPWG group, and I'm really glad that we got the best team possible who are ready to volunteer their time and efforts to make this launch happen. The team includes Aditi Rai, Mitali Gupta, Khushi Shah, Devashri Vyas, Shehzad, and myself. You will be meeting the task force soon when we will be discussing about the info pack that we will be sharing with you for this program. Apart from them, I would really like to thank our very own President Naveen because he was a great support at every step, and the EXCOM members and the scientific counselor because they were very enthusiastic about their support and their encouragement for having a program like this being launched at ICMOS India. The aim of the program is to encourage and facilitate intergenerational learning between mentors and mentees through tangible outcomes in the form of a completion report. And the program shall be evaluated annually to ensure a productive exchange of knowledge between the mentors and mentees. Even during the course of the program, via monthly feedback forms, we would be keeping a track of the program's objectives. To enable this process, the zonal representatives, who I will be introducing towards after our info pack session, shall be your point of contact. The application will go live on like tomorrow, that is 18th April, the day of IDMS, to the entire membership, and where eligible members can apply via Google form. There are two separate ones, for one for the mentor and for the mentee. These forms have been developed for easy usage with simple and short format. Being the first time ICOMOS India is initiating such a program, the task force carried, its due diligence to study various mentorship programs around the world and carry a SWOT analysis to, arrive at the best possible framework that could work for ICOMOS India. This year, the program has been devised in such a way that the mentees get to work with the mentors on a project or a task that a mentor proposes. Based on the review of this year's program, we will plan the next year's program where maybe the mentees can seek mentorship for specific tasks. Also, based on the feedback, we would also love to have a mentorship where the EPWG can mentor about digital heritage. So we are always open to ideas which make the program richer, diverse, and inclusive. The motivation behind this program is to not only, engage or encourage continuity and sustainability of ICOMOS India, but to enable an environment of mutual respect, pure admiration, and cultural fellowship amongst ourselves. In the end, we as individuals are here to safeguard and protect our cultural heritage. The goals of the program is to encourage intergenerational learning between the mentor and mentee. The mentor will be sharing knowledge, expertise, and experience with the mentee through a real-time computer or an ongoing or project or a research study. Mentee will be gaining insight into the workings of a government or a private or NGO organization to encourage, as I mentioned about this already, that we are looking for making the scientific richness of ICOMOS India, getting it more and more prominent. The goals of this that we have devised, that how we want to achieve, is we have also mentioned that in the info pack. Work on work, that the activities could be somewhat like this, work on, but it wouldn't be just restricted to this, but this will get the discussion going, or you will get a better understanding that this is the way the task could be taken. Work on World Heritage Sites through nomination dossier, impact assessment report, risk preparedness, inventory formulation or project management, work on papers for conference, review and recommendations for charters or statutes, heritage policies or economics, work on understanding cultural heritage resources through mapping exercises, stakeholder engagements, or community outreach. Work on exploring digital heritage interpretation through GIS, artificial intelligence, 3D scanning technology, with various modes you can use to do that. The format that we have devised is considering the pandemic situation right now. The program shall be virtual for all assigned activities or tasks. However, in specific situation, right now we do not see that happening because we are at the peak of the second wave. But since it's a 3-month-long program, if where it's possible for a physical meeting or working, it may be encouraged. The mentorship is a voluntary exercise and shall be 1-to-1 basis format. We have also, mentioned a minimum hours, but when we are assigning the mentor and mentee, we would want that a mutually finalized subject and finalized timing can be also discussed between the mentor and mentee. We do not want to, enforce something that different teams and different projects, different tasks might need a different kind of time duration. So minimum hours envisaged are 1 hour per week for a mentor and 2 hours per week for a mentee. The mentors and mentees shall accomplish the finalized activities or tasks online through emails, video calls, or voice calls. The assigned activities and tasks shall be produced in the form of a completion report in the prescribed format. We will run you through that in the info pack. During and on the conclusion of the program, the mentors and mentees shall fill in feedback forms for evaluation purpose and to ensure the program is meeting its expectation. And it also allows us to have discussion with each of the participants who are part of the program so that we on this. The learning outcomes that we are envisaging with the first setup of this year's program is that the mentee will gain a practical going through it will be shared with you so that you have all the information that is needed to run this program smoothly. June 23rd will be the first month of completion of the program. So we will be getting a submission of feedback from you. July 23rd, we will be getting the second feedback form from you, and August 23rd is when the program concludes. We will be getting the final feedback form from you and the completion report. We have kept August, the end of August to do an internal review meeting regarding the program, and September we will be discussing possible ideas and publication, maybe even a webinar series or a video journal. Yes.
Yes. So, hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, welcome. So you can see the poster here, and this initiative will be an opportunity for the EPs belonging to different zones and belonging to different diverse geographical locations in India, who will be working with the mentors on addressing and establishing linkages to the burning issues adhering to the development and preservation aspects of heritage and culture. So the map behind here, which is very light, but you won't be. I don't think it's visible here. So there's an India map at the back, and it reflects the diversity of the EPWG mentees and mentors based in India. Also, as summarized by Naveen and Saranya, this intervention facilitates an exchange of intergenerational learning between the mentors and mentees. So the banner at the bottom, whatever you see, the two rows of the puzzle, they showcase the same. It will be a cross-learning process that will be designed to achieve the certain set of goals and outcomes that are highlighted before. Also, both mentor and mentee would be working as a team. I would highlight the word team while simultaneously being benefited from the collaboration and outcome. All activities will be strongly aligned with the principles of mutual respect and peer admiration, and there will be a monthly feedback form, which is also already included into the info pack to keep the program on track and regulate the same. Also, the extensive framework that is designed will ensure the easy working of the program with meaningful engagements and collaborations. So I think this whole poster designing and the illustration reflects that idea of ours. And we hope that it would be a fruitful initiative to bring more and more people on board who are interested to bring the change that we need right now in this particular sector. Thank you. Saranya, you can take ahead.
Thank you very much, Aditi. Thank you so much for giving an insight into this poster and the illustration. Next, we have Mitali and Devashri, who will be giving a run through of the application forms. They both have contributed so much, even though they have been working from very different time zones from us and even amongst themselves. So, hi, Mitali and Devashri, over to you.
Thank you, Saranya, and a very warm welcome to all the new ICOMAS EPWG members. We hope to work with you soon. So Devashri and I were responsible for preparing the forms for mentors and mentees. The idea while doing so has been to keep in mind the requirements from both the sides, and we made sure to cover all possible aspects and types of work that might need assistance and might be of interest to the mentees. Which you see on the screen, it is designed in a way that it won't take more than 10 minutes for you to fill the form. Most questions will offer flexibility and options to choose from. As you see on the screen, it asks
we wanted to keep it short and also very effective so that the review can be done on, can be very much done efficiently to bring the mentors and mentees together. Next, we have Khushi Shah, who will share with you the completion report format so that you get an understanding of the outcome. And thank you, Khushi. She has been very devoted for doing this, doing back and forth on working on this. Yeah, over to you, Khushi.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Sarah. Completion report that is to be submitted by you all post the completion of the program, in which we have highlighted the format that you have to use, which includes the font size, the orientation, the color of the font, etc. Such that the final compilation of the program could be done in a very systematic manner, and then we can move forward to the publication of the program. So as you can see here, there are formats for everything like tables, referencing, figure numbers, titles, your appreciations, etc. So yeah, that is basically it.
Thank you very much, Khushi. I would like to bring to your notice that this report we will be having written in English, but wherever there are regional languages that have been used for, maybe for an image or any illustration, we would be needing the English translation, and in future we would be looking for maybe working in multiple languages, but to start with, this would be in English language. Thanks, Khushi. With this, also I would like to mention that the EP-MP task force, which includes the members who are they are not representatives actually of EPWG, but we wanted to give them the opportunity to be part of the program. So they are not going to be part of after today. They won't be involved in the program. They have been a great support. They have helped put together the framework. So the execution part of this, so that the opportunity is given to Mitali, Khushi, Devashri, and Shahzad, so that they can participate in this program. The representatives who are our zonal representatives, they will be working with each of the zones, and they will be your direct point of contact to reach out to when you have any issues or any additional information that you will be needing. They will be your direct point of contact. With this, I think we have brought to you the program. Now, if you have any queries or anything that you feel that would you want to mention as a point or suggestion, we have 10 minutes to bring that in and have a discussion right now. I see Ritika, our former EPWG representative, has commented on it. Thank you, Ritika. I feel that the program has been reached out to all of you. If you have anything that you feel that you know there are some certain kind of queries or anything, you can actually reach out to us on via email also. What I will do now is bring in our zonal representatives. We have our zonal representatives in part of this program right now. So I will introduce you to starting with, let me get the East Zone representative, which is Sukrit Singh. Hi, Sukrit.
Hello, I'm here. Yeah.
Over to you.
So I think, thank you so much. I think it was very, very well explained by every member of the task force. I just admit someone. Yeah, and it's pretty self-explanatory. So I'm guessing there are no questions as such. But I'm very happy to have so many mentors also who have actually have become a part of this event today. And we would actually like to hear from you as well. And in case any of the EPs, especially from the East Zone or from any other zone, if you have any questions, we'll be more than happy to answer them and get you all in touch with the mentors. So I think that's about it from my end for now, Saranya.
Thanks, Sukrit. And I think we received a comment from Ms. Poonam Verma. Thank you so much. And as mentioned, this program being the first program initiative that we are doing from ICOMOS India, right now we are keeping it for the ICOMOS member, but we would love to, develop this framework for wider outreach as we keep moving forward. And the feedback that we will receive from the very first program, we would love to bring this initiative to a lot more colleges and institutions, because this is eventually about our safeguarding and protecting cultural heritage, and we would want that it reaches far and wider. So thank you, Ms. Poonam Verma. Next, I would love to bring in our next zonal representative, that is Lakshmi.
Hi everyone, a warm welcome to all the new members here. I think it's a very interesting opportunity, and also very happy to see that this program has come to form. Big congratulations to the EP Task Force EPMP Task Force team. And I think this will be a very important step in boosting the confidence of all of us and the intergenerational transfer of knowledge. And like Sukrit mentioned, if there are any queries, do get back to us. We are here to help, and looking forward to this program turning out effectively. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lakshmi. And yes, I think we Ms. Poonam Verma, if you would love to, we would love to have you for the discussion also, if you want to say some few words.
I express thanks a lot for the offer, but I think it's very important for anything to succeed, in my experiences, to be in the similar positions. And so I see that when you have had some years of experience, to also have, to be the mentors to the mentee yourselves, so that the issues that can crop up can be experienced from both sides of the table. And so I think for me, I feel that one of the challenges of our times is to be able to work in teams where all team members are satisfied with what they started with and what they end up with. But in our own experience of a few team works that we initiated, the group works, it's very important to get that feedback and see how this has worked out, because it's really a process which will lead to creation of fail-safe or a very satisfying outcomes. I think you understand what I'm trying to say
Yes.
here. And so the unrealistic expectations somehow sometimes can be checked by being on both sides of the table.
Yes.
So as you launch, also launch that you are the mentors as well. Create that form as well and reach
Okay.
out to the students, because students are looking for it. And I must say that these 20 years period in between the professions has really changed the way we look at the world. And in the last 2 years itself, a lot of changes have come in because of the information technology.
Yes.
So your generation of people have a lot to give, which is to do with technology as well as experiences, and world is constantly changing. And I am sure issues are also on personal level as well. To find people to talk to, how you are doing, how you have managed for the youngsters who are coming out now. I think there is this in between is also an important step. And you have a very important role to play as we call the bridging age, the bridging age factor as professionals, bridging generation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Actually, we have taken into account all of this, and as I had mentioned, that we would be having a different format next year from the feedback that we get from the first program, because we want this to develop that this is the mentor mentee. Next year it would be something different, but right now I think the emerging professionals would be getting this amazing opportunity to get to know each of you, because there is a disconnect, or we not all zonal members know each other. So this will actually be a starting point and get them involved. And next year we would definitely love to have the EPs as the mentors, because I think there is so much to learn from mutual learning that can happen in our field, with the technology been heritage, digital heritage being one of the growing fields right now in conservation. Definitely we will take this into account. Also, the second thing is the feedback. The feedback form is going to play a very critical role for keeping this program on track, because we are very mindful of each one's engagement and each one's professional their own priorities and their responsibilities, and this is a volunteer program. So we are keeping that feedback form so that everything is on track. Thank you very much, Poonam. Next,
Rania,
yes,
if I may put in two words on the program itself. One is that especially for the new EPWG members, this is also to highlight that this kind of a program is one of its kind, which has been an initiative by Commerce India. And we've already been approached by other international committees applauding us about the mentorship program. However, we encourage all of you to participate in it and to give us fruitful feedback, especially because we are the first ones to launch such a program. And the second point would be that I'm sure that many of you during the college years would have had this conversation of the gap between the academics and the professional world. So I really hope that the people who are here today and framing themselves as mentors would really participate in the program, and we will have more applications from the mentor side to bridge this gap. So
thanks, Mitali. Yes, you are very much correct about this. Thank you very much. I would also love to hear if Mr. Surya would like to give his thoughts on this program. I think he's unable to connect. So can I have Professor Basu to share some few words?
Thank you, Sharana. I think it's a very, very well formulated, and I already mentioned that you have worked so minutely taking care of all the details. I also think share the same thing like Poonam, that probably from next year, I mean, when the team will comprise of the mentor and the EPWG member and maybe some of the young groups from other institutions, I mean, where more teamwork. But let's see next year, let's see how it works. And I mean, thank you so much for taking the initiative and working it so detailed. It's a great learning experience for all of us. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Professor Basu. Can I have Annabelle to share some few words? I think she is also facing some network issue. Mr. Vikramjeet?
Yeah, hi.
Hi, hello.
Thank you, Saranya, sorry. Yeah, so I just, typed off as an interesting initiative, and I feel that this will help both the group to come up together and have an interesting induction. And these chances of induction will actually help us to know that sometimes different conservation decisions being taken, and our seniors or the experienced members who has come across in their life while doing different projects. So how the different decisions being made, probably that will be passed on to the young members, and they will understand the whole dynamics of decision making process in the conservation field. And that's very important, I guess, because most often we have a lot of academic perspective to look at the conservation and very theoretical perspective. And as you have mentioned in your goal, that the practical exposure will increase. I think this is a brilliant opportunity to actually that induction will happen. And I believe that the more informally we will get connected, the more learning will happen. Thank you to take up this initiative on behalf of ICOMOS India.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I would love to have Poonam Chumbadia, if you can share some few words.
Hi. Hello all. Sorry, I'm not talk properly. But I'm happy the EPWG group has moved these, because I remember in 2018 talking and initiating and how we can, I mean, when Rohit was there, and how we can actually put forth this group together, and whether to take EPWG, what will be the criteria, and then working through the whole process, and now to see it become such a large group. So, and then going into this mentorship, whereby, this connection between how the elder generation and the newcomers can work hand in hand together, with taking advantage of both their capacities and knowledge is, perfect.
Thank you very much, Poonam.
And hope this goes on well.
Thank you. And we would look for all your support from the ExCom and the other members to participate as mentors.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So with this, I am not sure if Mr. Surya can still.
Yes.
Okay, yes, he's here. Over to you.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I couldn't respond immediately because there's some technical problem.
Yes.
It is wonderful to see everyone, and it's really future aspiring. Ideas are clearly visible on the objectives defined and on all your faces. What I would like to mention and highlight is whenever we are thinking of future, or whenever we are thinking of our own selves in the profession, and especially in this ICOMOS India platform and ICOMOS International platform, the most important thing is thinking about next day and future. So we keep thinking about it. So that means thinking about future means thinking about next generation, thinking about our juniors, thinking about the next year, whoever is joining. So every day thinking about the actions of ours are going to be taken forward, are going to be used, and are going to be replicated sometimes, and will be looked at with hope towards future. So that means future is always, we keep expecting, and some of us may be architects with architecture background. We do for our in architecture profession, it is about future. Nothing is built on the ground, but we keep thinking about on paper and towards future, to be built, to be built. So this is about thinking about future every minute, every day. I congratulate all EPWG group and this group, Emerging Professionals Group, and look forward for many activities and thinking about future every day and every minute. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your inspiring words. I think we can have some EPs also talking about this initiative. If they want to volunteer to talk about anything, please feel free to unmute yourself and please share your thoughts.
Saranya, if I may add something.
Yes.
So, reflecting on whatever the discussion has, been right till now, I believe that our generation, they have experienced most, distractions or the most type of differences which was not existing in past decades. And we are experiencing too much turbulence here right now. There have been a lot of changes, the pandemic and various other things. So, and the issues like climate change, sustainable development goals, urban management, and taking heritage as the driver for sustainable development. These are some of the aspects which have been recognized in the recent times, in last 5 or 6 years. And there are some young individuals who have their training and expertise in this field. And if they are guided by eminent minds, such as our mentors, it would be a nice combination to address such type of issues, which jiske liye you don't have the repository or the data built till now. So I think that's a wonderful opportunity where we can actually pitch in with our interests and see how we can collaborate and go ahead in addressing such type of issues. So I would encourage every EP to please go ahead and just put your ideas out and try to find a perfect match for that.
Thank you very much, Aditi. Very rightly said that the expertise and the conservation world that, heritage conservation world that we are inhabiting right now is kind of different from the past, even the 10 years. So it is very important to, hone the skills that is required for the future also through this program. Definitely. Thank you very much, Aditi. Any other EP that would like to talk? Naveen, yes, please.
Firstly, a great sense of satisfaction that we've launched this program and so many people have attended and have expressed their views. Couple of we should all speak when we are together. Imagine this as a physical meeting and 50 people sitting in a hall and they're all quiet. So it's an opportunity to say hello, to speak up, to say what's nice, what's perhaps could be improved. But it'll be nice for people who put it together, the EPs, to hear from you a couple of seconds. It creates bonds. What is the right word? I'm not getting the right word, but it drops inhibitions, it drops barriers. So I would really encourage that, given the opportunity, please do feel free to speak up, say hello if nothing else. The second point which came up, I'm listening to Aditi, is that there could be other ideas that could stem out of this program and may not at the first instance feel that they are sticking into this program because of the format, etc. One of the things that I'm also very keen is that since you're part of the EPWG International, can this program next year be branched out to include EPs from other regions? So it becomes a global mentorship program. And we could also reach out to global mentors, like the past presidents of ECOWAS International, past secretary generals, past or current ISC presidents, office bearers, etc. So we don't have to necessarily limit it to amongst ourselves. And that's a thought that you could perhaps consider as we go along, that although we have to, there are voices to say that we have to go deeper within the Indian context into institutions and colleges and school children and the rest of it, basically going out of the ECOMOS framework, right? So ECOMOS India framework and maybe reaching out to non-ECOMOS India members. So that's one line of thought, which is interesting, which is good. And the other line of thought that I'm saying, that if we consider ourselves as a tree, then there are roots which are getting into the first scenario, and then the branches and the flowers and the leaves and the whole tree, which is basically the globalized idea. Now, if you're talking about sustainable development goals, climate change, rights-based approach, etc., water heritage, there's a lot of work being done outside. Not only our country, but outside our region, Southeast Asia and Asia. There's a lot of work being done in Western Europe, America, Australia. So there is no, and we are already there. Our EPs, our professionals are in those contexts. So would it be possible as we go along that you connect with those, and if any help or any outreach is required from the EXCOM level, we need to write, we will surely do that. We'll be most happy to do that. To get international mentors to you, to get international students and EPs to work along with you, and form certain kind of a global group of EPs where you've got international mentor, international EPs, our EPs, and also aspiring students. So the whole linkage, the spine of the tree could run from the root right through to the leaf. So that could be also an interesting exploration of this program in the future. Thank you.
Thanks, Naveen. Yes, it's definitely thought about, because there are so many different ways a mentorship program could work. And so you have the first program for you now, and through the feedback and through the outcome of this program, we will be developing the next year and the next years. So yes, we have a lot of different ways that we will take it, the international EPWG program, because currently even I'm working with the international EPWG program to create the set up a framework which could be applied for all the countries. This is one of the first initiative on a national committee level that has come up. So our framework is going to be used and developed in other NCs also. So that is a first. And then we would be having, the way we see mentorship also. It is not always just mentor driven or mentee driven, but it's mutually sharing and learning driven is what we want to focus on. And we would be having EPs as mentors also in the future framework of the program. Definitely we do have a new EP, Nupur, who wants to say some few words. Nupur, over to you.
Hi, thank you. I really wanted to thank you all for this opportunity and this initiative, because in current times, especially with the diverse religious and cultural background that our country has, I have seen that during our work and while studying, there are lots of questions which arise in our minds as to what is ethical or what is right, what is the definition of good practice. So I'm really looking forward to working with mentors and trying to understand, with this current situation where the political environment is really taking over our field of work, how are we actually going to survive?
Thank you, Nupur. That was actually quite a lot of, I think it's in everyone's mind, but thank you for voicing that. And yes, definitely through this program, we could bring in a lot of various discussion in a platform where it could be discussed, mutually and through peers from their experience. Definitely. Thank you very much for sharing that. I think next we have Nishant, who is an EP and an ExCom member from the Central Zone, who wants to say some few words.
Hello, everyone. So am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, great. So thanks a lot to the team for putting this together. This is pretty remarkable. And I think we as former EPWG reps, we also tried very hard. Ritika knows as well, and Nitya and Aishwarya, we all got together to start a lot of things in this direction as well. And I'm so glad that with this amazing dynamic energy of this current team, they have taken this forward quite impressively. So congratulations to the team, first of all. And secondly, I would also I think I totally agree with the few things which have been said. First of all, by Naveen ji, that this is an opportunity to say hello to each other, because there's literally no other way to bond in this field, at least in contemporary times. So it's very difficult to meet new people and bond with them and actually kind of think of collaborations and working together as well. So I think this is one opportunity among the EPs as well to come together, and that kind of reflects on Poonamji's remark as well, that I think there should also be a platform where EPs can interact with EPs as well, because only last year when we were trying to create a kind of biography encyclopedia for the EPs, we realized how amazing work and projects people are involved in. And I think it'd be a great thing to be able to learn from each other and learn from you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Nishant. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. Next, we have Priyanka Singh, fellow EP and EXCOM member. Hi, Priyanka.
Hi, Saranya. Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to see this sort of come to light and, sort of be formed and be launched at ICOMOS India. It's so promising to see that such a young committee has been able to do so much, and not only through their representatives, but by engaging the EP working group members within this entire system of and sort of developing projects. So it's very promising to see. So I congratulate you for being inclusive and being proactive, first of all. I had one small suggestion. In such mentorship programs, usually there can be people may need some encouragement midway through, or need or may have certain ideas on whether it's actually benefiting them or not, or in both categories, whether it's for the mentor or the mentee. Perhaps you could have somewhere after the 1.5 month mark a collaborative session of all the mentors and the mentees where they come together and maybe just talk about what's been done till now, what someone has really enjoyed doing, something that another mentor could learn through the process of how better to engage someone because we're all sitting very far apart, and what mentees could also learn from each other in terms of how best to engage. So instead of having just feedback as something that comes and is told to everyone after 3 months, just to make sure that during the process there's that chance of maybe changing the course of things or making it better, you might want to do just an informal virtual meet at like the midway mark. That could be something fun to do. So all the best, and I'm so happy to see this come to light. Yeah.
Thank you, Priyanka. Yes, the feedback thing is actually in a way the zonal reps. Each of the reps will be in touch with all the participants from their zone. So this discussion and having, a zonal meeting would be something the reps would be definitely taking ahead. Thank you, Priyanka, for bringing that forward. Definitely we will be doing that. We have Ritika Khanna who want to share some few words.
Yes, hello. Hi, thanks, Aranya. First of all, I would second Nishant and Priyanka here, because we started talking about this idea of having a mentor-mentee program when the group had just started back in 2019, and to see the idea being taken from words in a document to actually being manifested into reality in such a short span of time is really heartening. So many congratulations to the team who has put in all their efforts to make this possible. Secondly, I would just like to encourage everyone that we must aim to build our capacities. Now that we have such a program, we must aim to build our capacities in a way, as Poonamji and Professor Basu has also mentioned before, that we are able to guide the next generation who comes in. So we should constantly think of now that the senior professionals are sort of extending a hand forward to help us, how can we in turn extend a hand forward, a helping hand forward to the next generation? So let's keep thinking in that direction as well. And the second thing being, Saranya, you may already know that, and I'm sure you're working on it, the international EPWG and other national committees are also very interested and keen on developing their respective mentor-mentee programs. So this could also be an ideal opportunity for us to collaborate with other EPWG networks. Maybe we can start from, say, first Asia Pacific, see who are the interested members in it, and then maybe go internationally and probably develop a blueprint of a mentor-mentee program. And if India's format is helpful, that would be great. So thank you. Just wanted to say this, and many congratulations again.
Thank you so much, Ritika. Thank you very much. And as you mentioned, yes, the International EPWG has formed a task force for developing the EPWG worldwide. I'm part of that, and so this framework is one of the first, and also there are a few others like the SDGs mentorship program and the Philippines one. So all that has been taken into consideration. So yes, definitely we will be doing much more, maybe starting with Asia Pacific region and taking it worldwide. We have another new EP, Soumya. If she's still there, she had raised her hand, but I can't see her anymore. Okay, we have so you have already been introduced to Aditi Rai. She is actually our North Zone EPWG representative. We also have our Central Zone EPWG representative, Suchita, if she could say some few words. If she is still there.
Hi everyone, Suchita here. Congratulations to everybody, and I must say we actually have been looking to, for such an opportunity where people can actually come together irrespective of their age groups and the kind of professional backgrounds they have. So I think now we have it here. And to all the members, for any kind of queries or anything, do reach out to us. We are the representatives here to help you out. And let's just begin this one. Thank you.
Thank you, Sushita. I think we have Soumya back. Soumya, you wanted to share some few words?
Yeah. So thank you for the wonderful initiative. I agree with Nishant ji, Naveen ji, and Ritika and Priyanka. And also Nupur had pointed this out. The current generation, there's a lot of uncertainties. And I could see a lot of people who are very passionate about the stream which we are doing, but have switched to different fields, like completely out of the field due to the current scenarios and also the financial needs. So passion versus finance has become a major crisis. So I look forward to be motivated in this, and I could also motivate few people outside the e-commerce circle so that it would serve some purpose.
Definitely, Soumya. I totally agree with you on this. And thanks that, yes, we will be reaching out, and what you learn from here, you will be taking into the cultural heritage field for wider outreach. Definitely. Thanks, Soumya.
Thank you.
Okay, so with this, we are coming to a concluding session, and I think we have maybe we have overshot by just 5 minutes. I think that is great, but engaging with you all was what was needed for this program, and going ahead is what we are looking for this program to be a successful one. So before we say goodbyes, can all of you have your videos on? And I think we have Juhi who wants to say a few words, or I think it was a clap emoji. Okay, so can we just have switch on all your videos so that we have a screenshot, a happy screenshot?
Yes.
Okay, do we have the screenshots? Aditi, Lakshmi, Sukhvit?
Take screenshots of both pages so that everyone here gets captured.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great weekend. And tomorrow, please keep an eye on your email so that you'll be getting the application forms. Thank you. Bye.